Hey guys, take number 500 and I don't know what anymore.
And welcome to another edition of Rollin' With It. Today we're going to show you or explain to you a little bit of a small town located in the northwest corner of the United States called LaConner, Washington.
LaConner, Washington is an area that I have family in, and it is about an hour north of Seattle, which fits right into our rule of being an hour away from a major airport that can get done back to Houston in one leg.
Yeah, it works out good. And we stayed in a little place called the Marina.
Yes, we stayed in the LaConner Marina.
And it was really nice because we could walk each night into town, walk around the town, nice stroll. LaConner's kind of neat. I don't know if it's a fish town, a port town, or whatever, but it is on a waterway into the Puget Sound. And you can walk along the waterfront, or you can go a block over on the other side of the buildings and walk through
town. They've got antique shops, they've got a great little ice cream place, just all kinds of neat little stores that you can visit. It's a real touristy town, and the majority of the residents that actually live in this town are retirement age. It's a retirement town.
Yeah, it's a neat little town. And if you're a Thousand Trails member, there is an RV park right across the river from there.
There is.
And also on the other side of the river,
they have the Swinomish Village. It's tribal lands over there. And in fact, one evening when we were walking into town from the marina, they had a tribal gathering going on, and you could hear all the drums and the chanting, which was really neat to listen to.
Yeah, so I was ready to go over and check out this tribal thing, but it was nope, only for the tribe.
Yeah, you couldn't go.
So, but that was kind of neat to know that was right across the river too. One of the first places that we traveled to on a day trip was the island of Whidbey Island. And we went down the west coast of the island to a place called Fort
Casey State Historical Park. And Fort Casey is one of 3 forts that was built to help protect the Puget Sound area.
Yeah, even though a shot was never fired, they did use it for training. They had huge guns out there, ready and capable to take out anything that threatened the Puget Sound. And from the way it's built up from the water, you won't even know it's there. Everything's built underground, and it's a really neat place to visit, especially with kids, because they have barracks and whatnot.
Yeah, everything was kind of underground, so it was kind of like going through catacombs that you got to wander through and stuff. It was pretty neat. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I've heard from other people since that the lighthouse is open. You can go up to the top of the lighthouse, which I haven't had an opportunity to do that at any lighthouses yet, so that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we actually went down the island a little bit further, stopped off in a little fish town, did some souvenir shopping.
That's where they had the area where I guess certain times of the years the orca whales come through there, because that's where we went and stood out on that pier out there.
And then we made our way back off the island, and to do that you have to go through a place called Deception Pass. Deception Pass is this huge bridge, maybe 200 feet off the water. Funny thing is, even though I'm a pilot, I'm definitely afraid of my feet being on the edge of anything. I'm scared of heights. In fact, I had to get off the bridge because I couldn't take it. I was terrified.
It didn't last very long.
And I know it's strange to be a pilot to be like that, but I've always had this in the Army when I was rappelling off mountains or out of a helicopter. It's just that when my feet were on the edge, it was horrible. But once I went over, I'm good to go. So yeah, one of the funny stories is back when your mom was having a birthday party, we all went skydiving.
Oh yeah, my mom's 50th birthday. We took her skydiving for her birthday, and when Don went to go jump out of the airplane, they practically had to peel his fingers off the side of the plane to get him out. He was so scared.
Yeah, I did not like that. I think I left my fingerprints on the side of the airplane, but once I was out and everything, the chute opened, or I was floating down, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
So cool it's experience. Just the edge experience I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's a Deception Pass. So the neat thing is, Admiral Vancouver, at the time, they were looking at the island. They were at the south part of the island, and he sent up a patrol on the eastern side to go explore, to tell them what it's about. Well, they went as far as they could, and they turned around and came back. So they assumed that it was a peninsula. It wasn't until Vancouver and his crew came around the west side and around the top that they found the strait and found what was now called Deception Pass. So it deceived them. They thought it was a peninsula, but it actually turned out to be an island. Kind of a neat story. I might not have told it perfectly and historically correct, but something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I had to go away on a few trips, and while I was away, one of the things that they did, which was good because I'm not into this, they went to a hippy dippy kind of thing.
We went to the Subdued String Band Jamboree, which was really cool. It was in Bellingham. My cousin River owns a curly fry cart, and he was working that event that weekend, and he was there for 3 days. It's a lot of people gather, and it's string band music, and they're all camped out doing henna tattoos and playing music, kids sitting out playing their little instruments and everything. Right. Luke actually got to work River's curly fry cart. He learned how to make curly fries. We learned what poutine is. For us Southern people, we don't know what poutine is. Boys and girls, that's gravy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And he also got to eat curly fries, which I'm sure he liked.
Plenty of curly fries. Yeah, he did enjoy that.
So that was a neat adventure. And then I was off on another trip, and I find out everybody went out to play frisbee golf.
Yes, we learned how to play disc golf. My cousin Noel has a course that he helps upkeep there in Bellingham, and so he took us out and taught us how to play. That was so much fun. We hiked through the woods. I mean, even as I'm hiking through the woods, there's a deer that's just walking through the path. It was just amazing. It was beautiful. We thoroughly enjoyed it. The kids had a great time. My cousin ended up giving us a set of frisbees to take with us so that we could continue to play. I went out and bought a set so I would have enough for all of us to play. We went out and played in Anacortes, and we are continuing to look for more places to play as we travel.
Yeah, and so the cool thing is, the funny thing for me is, when we got back, I asked Luke if he wanted to play frisbee. Well, I think he was very surprised because I'm sure he thought that frisbee was their generation invention. But when I was able to take the frisbee, throw it forehand, backhand, under my legs, and everything else, I think that surprised him a little bit. He was not expecting me to be able to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. So
we also did a day trip
yes.
up to Canada.
Yes, we did a day trip to Vancouver, Canada. We went to Granville Island, where they had this huge open air market, and they had street performers out there. Guys
juggling knives on top of poles with one foot and singing a song, kind of thing. I mean, yeah. It was amazing.
It was fun. We had a good time there. We went to Gastown. Gastown is not about body gas. Gastown is Jackie Gas, Jackie Gas, the guy that was talking a lot.
Oh, because he talked a lot.
Yeah, that was gassing back in the day. So they called it Gastown because Jack stood on the corner and talked a lot. So
yeah, but one of the neat things in Gastown, there's a couple neat things, but one of the neat things in Gastown was the steam clock.
Yes. The steam clock.
So everybody, I mean, it's iconic to go and get your photo taken. In fact, they were on the window. What was that?
Yeah, on one of the windows of the department store right behind the steam clock, it says "photo bombing the steam clock since." And to be honest with you, I don't remember what the year says
right.
On there. So
it's a neat place, and right behind it, which was interesting, is a tennis shoes. I don't even know what it's called now.
Sneakers.
Sales store. My son JP is into the sneakers and stuff like that. Went downstairs into this place. These things were from $300 to $3,000 a pair.
Yeah.
I would never even think about paying that much for a pair of sneakers, but I guess it's a thing somewhere. Anyway, and then Jonathan or JP got his first beer.
Yeah. He ordered his first beer in Canada.
Because he was
19.
of age. 19 to drink a beer in Canada, so he had his first
Legal beer.
He felt really good about being able to have his first legal beer, so that was kind of cool.
that was pretty cool. He had a pretty good big cheesy grin on his face holding on to that
and he
sucker.
doesn't even like beer.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Going into Canada, you have to deal with border security, border guards, or whatever. So I stopped and I handed the guy our passports, and I asked him, "Hey, can you stamp our passport?" Because I have, from my days in the Army and traveling in Europe, I have an expired passport that has stamps from all the countries that I visited, and it's kind of a real nice souvenir. So I wanted to get this done for my kids, and the guy was like, "Nah, we don't do that." So I gave him the old puppy dog eyes, and I said, "Come on, for the kids," and he said yes, and so we all got our Canada stamps. So when you go to Mexico or Canada, make sure you ask for the stamp so you have your souvenir inside your your passport.
In your passport. One of the other things that we did, we ended up doing the ferry ride through the San Juan Islands over to Friday Harbor, which was a really great experience. We got up really early one morning. We went and caught the ferry.
We walked on.
Yeah, we did a walk on onto the ferry, and they actually have these big tables that you could sit at and fly on my face. You could sit at, and they had puzzles and games and stuff around that you could play while you took the ferry ride over. I think we probably spent a lot of time outside.
Yeah, I was outside because the scenery is beautiful.
Yeah.
You got mountains in the background. You have all the islands that you're going in between and everything else. And then you roll up on the harbor, Friday Harbor, which is really, really beautiful, scenic. And to the right is
Yeah,
your
right
friend.
off to the right. My Aunt Joanne, one of her best friends, Margie, owns the Cheesecake Cafe and Bakery. And so we went and had lunch there. Yes. And we walked around the town a little bit. And then we hopped on the trolley and we took the tour around the island. And that tour does a bunch of different stops, but the one place that we did stop was Sculpture Park.
Yeah, we didn't have enough time left in the day to go to every one of the stops, so we stopped at the Sculpture Park. It was great. We took some great photos, saw some neat sculptures, interesting stuff. We went around. Some of the other stops include whale watching,
Lavender fields.
Yeah, and some kind of a fish port town or something like that. So it's kind of neat. It's worth it to go.
Oh, they had a llama farm too.
Oh yeah, a llama farm. That's right.
Yeah, they had the llama farm that you could go to as well.
So that was a cool adventure.
Yeah.
To do that, and then we took the ferry back to port.
And it was an all-day adventure to go do all of that. We had a great time, though.
Yeah.
Really great time. My aunt was so generous with her time. She took us to do so much stuff. She even took us line dancing. She took my daughter and I line dancing at the senior center one morning, and then we also went with her to go bowling over in Mount Vernon.
Right. And Julie's got the signature move. I don't know how to do. I can't replicate it, but it's pretty funny when she gets a strike.
When I win, I have a move.
She's got a signature move. But anyway, and then we also went dancing with her and her boyfriend
at the Edison in Bow.
It's all the old folks get together on a Sunday night and all go dancing. It was fun. They had their own little tables that they go to. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we had a great time with her.
So it's good. But we went in August, so we had the greatest weather the entire time we were in La Conner. It was beautiful. You could have been fooled and said, "Oh God, I got to move up here because the weather is so gorgeous." Because not a drop of rain, and you would have been fooled.
Yeah.
But
during the time we were there, they had blackberries blooming around the marina where we were staying. We actually picked like a gallon-sized bag of berries and brought them home to my mom so she could make us some blackberry jelly. Yum. It was good. Thank you, Mom. And then they had some of the prettiest sunrises. I've got some really great photos of those sunrises in there. But all in all, La Conner, I want to go back. I mean, I want to go back and spend more time there. I want to go in the spring when I can catch the tulips blooming.
Yeah, now that we're Thousand Trails members, even more awesome. So
absolutely,
we'll try it again. So we want to thank you if you've lasted this long in the video, we want to thank you for being here and tell you to keep on rolling with it.
See you later, guys.
has a signature move. Sorry, didn't mean to punch you in the head.
Did other things while he was gone. So we went to the string band jamboree. No, that's not even right. I still missed the first part of it. I can never get this thing right. Okay, it's the subdued string band jamboree.
And why are you looking at me weird?
Just waiting for you to do the intro.
All right, let's do it.
You need to not be looking at that.
I know, I gotta look at this. That's why I said I need my glasses. That way you can't tell where I'm looking. Called La Conner, Texas.
La Conner, Washington. We did not stay at the Thousand Trails Park.
You're actually
in La
gonna use
Conner.
that?
No, I don't know. Maybe. No, not now. I was gonna go with it. We went to the Subdued String String Band Jamboree. I have the worst time with that. Subdued String Band Jamboree.